She looked down at her hands, naked of ring and trinket, all relics and help absent from her wrists. With the panic-ball film of sweat upon her dark skin thickening, she made the book summoning symbols, with both hands forming fists, but one hand forming a fist with index finger outstretched, and the other fist 3 fingers outstretched. As she brought hands together and muttered the secret word she had anchored as the magical key, nothing happened. She tried again. However, the book didn't open itself into existence. Bewildered, her eyes remained where it should be levitating but wasn't. Her panic gave birth to desperation, which she felt as deep as her bones. "Okay, what's going on? I thought..." Her out-loud self-defiance was interrupted by a boom beyond thunder. The unearthly sound was bore from an unknown force hitting the whole left side of the building. So hungry a force, the window in its frame shattered, spitting out its vitreous teeth onto the stone floor. Thoughts that the building was collapsing consumed her, but it didn't. As she opened her eyes, she saw the door had splintered but still held, though only unbroken due to the sigil it wore. However, now the blood which made the paint had a much deeper root. Sophia could see it was one of her own design, one of the first blood sigils she had ever learned. A simple but powerful non-entry spell. Its glow now dim, it remained active but was fading. Her head spun with pain as she tried with all her might to remember making it. She couldn't. She could barely picture the moment before, and had no more time as the imminent future demanded her mind's presence. She threw off her concerns. The tiny truth she held on to was that her little shield was keeping the awful dark out there, and this pleased her. It gave her just enough time to make a choice. But what was she fighting? And she thought she knew but couldn't remember. And why was she fighting? And why alone? None of it mattered. She wiped her fear from her face and got ready for war. Her mind spoke to her. Time to be smart, not scared. With this new ice in her veins, she coaxed herself to fall onto her knees. Her plan was desperate, but desperation was something known all too well. She knew it was on the verge of impossible, almost lunacy, but she hated the helplessness imposed on her, and it seemed better than the guaranteed prey she was. Orphan Mother Privy's voice sung in her head, one of her slogans spoken so many times she saw it as part of her rather than a mantra. If you listen, the world will whisper to you what you can and cannot do. It gave her idea an idea. Her plan would fail if her body was frozen, so she couldn't rush it. The panic would use more of her energy and the final remnants come the end will be needed. It had to be done another way. Mind state always influenced action. And she was trying to stop the sea for a moment, about to ask the sky to open just for her. It had to be done right. Her breathing had quietened, and whilst not smiling, her face was no longer tight. Whilst not relaxed, she cared less than she did. She almost jumped to her feet. Walking over to the shards of glass on the floor, she scooped one up, and then thought to herself a final time about how crazy she was. It's going to take almost every drop I have, and I've only seen it done once. No room for error, but what do you expect? She cut her wrist deeply with the cabin's tooth. Though so used to incision with her whole body covered in scars, this felt different. She drew a little blood for a little help. She was a blood witch. But this was mutilation. This did not stop her, but was seen as the extra cost for what she wanted. As she drew the large circle from the stream that fell from her, she felt her energy leave her as if a river, but she could not stop. Instead, she closed her eyes and pictured the orphanage garden. She saw all the trees moving in unison, breathing and dancing lives in their own respect. As she went on to breathe in and out, she saw within herself. She saw her lungs as these trees, her leaves the alveoli, the whole garden, the whole world inside her chest helping her breathe and keeping her calm. This introspective echo she held onto tightly as she felt her hands speed up with the patterns they were drawing within the circle. Solomon squares, alchemy crossovers, and even the ancient projected forms. Everything she found difficult done as if simple. All of Sophia's resistance eroded away, but so was every other part of her, and if she failed, any remnants of this resistance left behind were worthless to her. Again, it did not matter now. Her attempt was nearly done.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.